Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Decisions and Dragons.
I've never seen Cujo so nervous.
I'm just like,
watching a fucking countdown.
I'm like, oh god.
Like, guys.
guys.
Listen, we have established we raise money for kids. Our content is not for kids.
No,
Yeah.
I think we
decidedly
established
not.
that. Yeah.
Which was really fun streaming at a convention where it was supposed to be like kind of family friendly. I was like, oh, can't play that game. Can't play that game. Can't play that game.
Oops.
Definitely can't play Baldur's Gate.
Oh yeah, no, not at all.
Welcome, everyone. Are we dying already? Well, Starfish, aren't we all dying a little bit?
Every
One day at a time,
every minute,
Starfish. One day at a time.
Although, thank you for the foreshadowing, Starfish. Anyway, before we begin tonight's session, we do have a couple of shout-outs.
I feel like I'm in trouble.
Why are you in trouble? That would be stupid. Go ahead, Brian. Do your thing.
Hey.
Work your magic.
Hello,
Hey.
Internet. How are you? It's Brian again. It's your boy. So I'm here to talk to you today about something really important. Not Mentos, the Fresh Maker. I'm here to talk to you about Hero Forge, which is
I got it right.
beautiful. Check out that mini. Hero Forge is an amazing website. You can custom make your miniatures to however you want them to be. Whether you're making just normal little guys or big old boys, you know, either way, it's fantastic. And speaking of big old boys and weird segues, there's a really grab.
real grab.
Brian, there's a
real
really
grab.
graphic sequence.
A really great map making tool. See, I combined all the words into one to make grap. Anyway, no grap at all with this. Anyway, Incarnate, the map making tool of choice with pretty much all of us here. You can make custom fantasy maps, and yeah, it's really, really great tool. Both of those, Hero Forge and Incarnate, you can accidentally lose hours of your life on just getting lost in it, and you won't be mad about it at all. So check them out. And back to you, Cujo.
Great.
You in the studio.
Great. I get back to you after after the bullshit. That's great.
No, after the grap.
All right. Good night. I'm out.
Good night, everybody.
We also want to do a quick shout out to Monument Studios, who supplies gigabytes worth of Hollywood grade ambient sounds and music for you to use in your creative projects. They did just come out with a new sci-fi pack. If you use code NERDHOUSE15 at checkout, you get 15% off of your order, as you can see in the screen below. Monument Studios is awesome. I love you guys. It is royalty free as well, so there's no attribution required. I just like giving them a shout out because they're awesome and they like gave us a discount code. Like, who does that? Also, quick shout out to Sirenscape for being the soundboard of choice for Wednesday nights. They've got hundreds of sound sets for whatever tabletop RPG that you have an idea for a setting for. They have official sound sets for Wizards of the Coast, as well as Paizo, Cyberpunk, all of those big games. So definitely check them out. They're awesome. If you subscribe, you get access to all of them, and you can even create some of your own, which is pretty cool. And lastly, big shout out to Foundry Virtual Tabletop for being our virtual tabletop of choice. It basically enables us to play from across the country with each other. And it is fully customizable. You can change it up however you want. It works with whatever system there's a module for, which there's a lot of them. So go and do it. It's a one-time purchase, but it is very user-friendly and very customizable. So go and do the thing. Send them our love. And I believe that concludes our shout-outs. Hello, kitten in the background. When last we left our intrepid heroes, after getting some much-needed respite in their bar, the Wishing Well, just outside of Turst Fields, they made the trek through a tree portal, thanks to Cedo, to arrive at the Nollard Estate in Westron. Thurston's family estate was seen visibly abandoned for some time. Come to find that it had actually been on for sale, seemingly sold to the market. After a little bit more digging, they found out that Sabelina, Thurston's mother, in order to protect the family legacy and to preserve Thurston's secret that he is in fact a changeling, she sold the business and all of her assets to the Woodward family, who are now the mayoral rulers of Westruun. As they came to this realization, Jules the butler revealed himself as Julius the Cambion Devil, who is very much on the side of the Nollards. Through many years of service, made it clear that this is his family, this is his home. And I believe that is where we left off. So, you are still standing in Sabelina's office. What would you guys like to do? Don't all jump at once.
To Thurston.
Yeah, I was gonna say look to Thurston.
I am
really.
just.
Well, how exactly do we approach this then? Since you don't want me to just walk into the mayoral building, what is the better plan of attack? I worry I can't take my emotions out of it at the moment to come up with anything better.
Who are you
Don't
saying this
we
to? Just the group?
have
The group.
Got it.
Just, he's like, someone figure, I can't do it myself right now, figure it out.
Well, we have contacts here. There were folks that the Derolos said were stationed here
You should check in with them to see what kind of
that
intelligence
we
they have
can
at least.
check in with. Yeah, and then we have other friends in town. Possible allies. I mean, I feel like we've been gone for a while, haven't we? It's been a while.
It's
I
been
mean,
a while.
I know where that group that Jericho was in with was hiding out. I could always.
Yeah. Check.
I don't know if he ever was able to get me an invitation, but
I think we may be past invitations.
we'll make our own invitation.
I was just about to say. I think that they're going to have a big old scorpion problem very soon. A very big one. If you just say the word,
Scorpions?
yeah.
I
Oh,
appreciate
if that's the
that.
word, I'm going.
We should probably.
Yeah,
we
I
should
just
probably.
leave. Like,
You just turn,
Like,
into a
okay.
scorpion and just
Like,
scuttle off.
okay.
I got the sleeper agent just like waking up.
yes.
Scorpions, activate.
Scorpion.
I feel like
Hail
we should-
Hydra.
Yeah.
If we're going to waltz into the mayor's house, which we may end up doing, I feel like it'd at least be good to get a sense of how things have been in the town for the last however many weeks that we've been gone. I mean, for all we know, there's a better way to access things. There are people already who have things in motion.
Well, given that nobody knows we're here because we came through the backyard and,
Assuming they aren't watching the house.
well,
Which they probably
Yeah.
are.
is that gonna be a problem?
What?
What exactly?
Like if the gates are under guard and we didn't go through the gates and you don't own this house anymore?
I own the house.
Cito is actually.
Dermot
sitting next to
visibly just shrinks.
Cito.
Sorry. I can't take it out
Oh.
on you.
I don't
Sorry.
know if I mentioned this before, but if you want me to turn to a giant scorpion and crash through said gate, I will absolutely do that. And you can ride the giant scorpion into town.
Well, while that does sound like a wonderful idea, there's a problem. The weapons that the Hammerthrows have been introducing. If you are mortally wounded, there is no chance of healing you.
Yes,
No
how can I
chance
get
on
my
this
hands
plane.
on one of those?
For steadier use, Cad.
Yes.
Well, you'll probably have to visit the guardhouse, I suppose. Julius, by the way, has reassumed his butler form to not continue to put off everybody in the room.
And those
Okay.
were coming
the devil
from
form
those were
is more
coming in from
handsome.
Vasselheim. We have people in Vasselheim who are looking into the
Crackhammer.
yes, Crackhammer. Thank you. Crackhammer. Mountains, different continent.
Different mountains.
Different mountains, different continent. Not one we're kicked out of.
Different
They
word,
are-
different people.
So they are not
Bronze
coming in legally.
So they're being smuggled. No, we did look. We did. I remember way back in the day, they did say he was involved in the arms dealing business. Woodward.
Yes, but also the leadership in Crackhammer also does not know about this. So it is on two fronts. I haven't had a chance to look yet, and he pulls out the black notebook that Chainhelm gave him, but I do have their bookkeeping records. I didn't rush to check. I didn't realize what we'd be walking into today.
Do you think the leadership at Crackhammer would be able? I mean, this seems like something they would be interested in. It certainly could.
Yes. I'm sure they'd like to see this.
It might not help what's already here, but it could at least stem the tide of those things flooding into the city.
Indeed. I don't have any contacts there to reach out to personally, though.
Pike went, right?
Keyleth.
Keyleth, Pike. Somebody went. That was the day of the drinking. But so we could, if there's information that would be relevant, we might be able to get that over to them.
Do we have a means of communicating with... I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I was just asking if we have an easy way to communicate with Keyleth and also somehow get this notebook to Keyleth on a different continent.
Well, we do have the sending stone.
Yeah, we can communicate. It might be easier if she were to come here, but she probably can travel more easily than us.
Very true. I'm sure she could use a dream.
We'll pick one. We'll pick a good one out of the way.
Yes.
And do you think? I mean, are you gonna go see your family?
Well, we have to go to the mayoral building at some point because that's where my mother is, and she can't stay there. But where? And he turns specifically to Julius.
Mhm.
It says, where are my sisters?
Cujo the DM needs to pull up a document. Hold on.
You should have known that question was coming.
Julius, like, let me cast my mind
Hold
out
on.
into the city.
My brain didn't want to brain there for a second. Hold, please.
I mean,
It's okay,
I
brain,
feel
brain
that.
hard.
My brain never wants to brain these days.
I don't remember the last time I've seen you blue screen. Jesus Christ.
Hey, we have
Like,
been
damn.
doing this game for how long? Hold. Avis is safe in Kaimo. Laika left soon after the decision was made by Sabelina to join Avis in Kaimo. Grisha still resides in Brothric's manor. Though the last time she was here was a rather intense disagreement and argument over this decision. Sabelina and Grisha have not spoken.
I'm sure. Well, it is good to know that at least they are safe. I trust that Gracia married someone that will take care of her if things get tough. And at least the other two are gone.
Lord Algar Brothric, we fear that he is also implicated in whatever the Woodward scheme is. The only reason he was promoted to captain of the guard was that the Woodwards say so, when they had sway with the Margrave. Now that the Margrave is out of the city, Brothric himself is forwarding the effort to, as he says, reduce the crime.
Fantastic.
When you say out of the city, is that like a euphemism, or is that he's somewhere we don't know?
Oh, are you referring to Algar?
No, the Margrave.
The last we heard was that the Margrave was deposed, removed from his seat of power, and ostracized from its walls. Nobody has seen or heard from the Margrave Zimiset. But then again, that word did come from the Woodwards. And unfortunately, they have been in the city long enough that their word is being trusted as legitimate.
I don't believe that's true. It's being trusted out of fear, not because anybody believes it.
Perhaps that is true. I have resided on this plot for so long, I could not tell you what goes on within the city walls.
Thurston, do you know if Woodward has actual allies? People who agree with him, people who might not be acting out of fear, who might be acting, I don't know, out of greed.
Did you just ask me if there are rich and noble people who would be acting out of greed? The answer is, of course, a yes.
Anyone in particular that we would want to be especially wary of? Do you think?
I don't know, Kuja, do I know anyone that the Woodwards had really strong relations with, but even before all of this?
Make a history check.
We're still in Sabelina's office, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's a 15.
Can I do like an investigation just to make sure there's nothing we missed while they're talking?
Sure, go ahead. With a 15, prior to this power move, the only major allies that you can really recall, at least outside of nobility, is the Clasp. He did fully admit to you that he was behind what was going on in Turst Fields. But other than that, at least above board, you don't recall that there was any scandals, any major disagreements between any other families per se. Pretty much up until things started going a little crazy, Woodward was on good terms with pretty much everybody.
No one in particular that stands out. For the most part, the noble families of Lestrin do get along. Mostly. But there was no one that was a known strong associate of the family. But when we were at that party, there were several people who were very interested in the new weapons, and so I'm sure that those people were very easily swayed to his side when they saw the dollar signs attached to that.
What did you get on your investigation, Kat?
19.
19. With a 19, you thoroughly examine the rest of the room, and you do not find anything else. There's no other hidden compartments or anything like that that you can spot.
Nothing else to find that I can tell, so unless Jules knows of something that Sabelina concealed well,
Hold
I
on.
think we found everything she meant us to find.
You see
Oh, she said what she had to say.
Dang. Kat just like doesn't. She's just like she knows better than to respond to that.
Whew.
Eyes just go move over here to the wall for a
look
minute.
Anywhere else.
Ooh, a piece of dust.
Excuse me while I go deduct like psychic damage.
Excuse me, I have to take the secondhand embarrassed condition.
Even it's like Thurston's mad. It's like when like it's like when an adult is mad, like when your dad is mad at you and you're like quiet anger.
How do I
It's
person?
just like you're
I'm
like,
not
oh,
mad. I'm
fuck."
just disappointed.
Oh.
Yeah, like
The worst.
it's scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Julius steps up next to the doorframe. Oh, sorry, there is one more thing. And he presses in a panel that is very expertly crafted into the wall next to the frame. It sinks in, and with a click, it pulls out into a small drawer, where he pulls out a circlet. It's been a bit of a while since she's had to use this, but he like takes a handkerchief and like quickly brushes off some of the dust. Just in case there was additional security needed, she had this. It enabled her to set things on fire.
Okay.
He presents it to whoever wants it.
Literally set things on fire.
I believe
Arthea.
he'll just turn to
I'm trying
Arthea.
picture- I'm
bel-
trying to picture Sabelina.
Oh, I
Just-
see it. I can see it.
I mean,
It's not that hard for me.
Kat will
No.
turn to
To imagine
Thurston
this.
and look at him and go. I mean,
So it's like a
You own
it's
the
like a
house.
circlet diadem type of thing.
Yes.
you own the house.
Yeah, like-
Do you think that we need to go scorched earth on this?
I can recall a time or two when I feel like Sabelino would have been wanting to wear that when talking to me. So the fact that she owns one, not surprising.
Arthea, I believe you Arcanists refer to the ability as Scorching Ray.
It'll set things on fire.
Great. I'm not necessarily saying we should go scorched earth. That is what I would like to do. But again, I am open to better suggestions as to how we handle the situation. So it sounds like our plan is to make contact with that group we saw before and whoever the Baron's contacts are here as well.
I think so.
Well, listen. Magic is kind of new to me, so if you want to go accidental scorched earth, I'd be happy to lend a helping hand as well.
I will let you know as soon as the rains are off.
We can always pick another location, not do it in the city.
Ideally, I do like my city. So, are we staying together to do that? Who is looking like who, or do we have to split up to accomplish these contact missions?
Where are we staying, actually? Are we staying here?
Here's probably the best bet.
Doorknob in the wall mansion?
I mean, I can get anywhere in the town without really being seen.
So can I.
So can I.
I can as well then.
Kat just gives Dermot a look. Like, what?
I technically can as well.
Arthea,
You just see her looking
He's
like
like,
from
"Wait a
one to the other, like
When did this
No.
happen?
Dermot
No,
looks at
I mean-
Kat and says, "You really don't think I could sweet talk myself into any room in this whole town?"
Well, yeah, but they still see you. I'm talking about literally.
Oh. Well, that's not
I know
fun
you can
anyway.
sweet talk yourself into a lot of places.
Heyo.
Well,
Cat and Dermot may have their disagreements, but she's not dumb. She knows what he can do.
if we can wait a day to get some intelligence.
Mm.
I have a dragon to check in with,
add that to the list.
but I'm not quite sure where they'll be. So I have an idea, but that place is currently occupied, I think, unless they've been shut down. Oh, I should probably check on that too.
I feel like we need to
I
split up.
can make contact with.
I think
I don't really know what they call themselves. Right now, we'll go with Jericho's friends.
Oh, we were Jericho's friends.
I mean, Faraday's Jericho's special friend. I don't know what you would call us. The ones he tolerates.
I think splitting up in this instance might not be a bad idea. If one of us gets spotted, at least, well, we won't be in a group. Maybe if we pair off, even just for safety, but it'll be harder to track all of us. And if some of us at least don't look like us, it'll be a little harder to pinpoint any,
I mean,
any
we
of
do-
us.
If you run into trouble, get to the Temple of the Mistress of Ravens.
Mm. You
Because
should check it. You should check their cat. Actually, I mean,
They would offer sanctuary to any of my friends because I'm part of their.
Gilmore's will probably be safe too.
Hmm.
also if this dragon is, undead,
I feel like
was this one
Mm-hmm.
brought back?
We don't know.
Possibly.
I mean, I suppose I could start at the temple. If
Feel
I
like that's
remember
something they-
correctly, the alley with the hidden door was on the way back from there. Am I remembering that correctly, Cujo?
Yes, you are.
Plus, you should tell them about your progress.
Julius,
Yes.
are you bound to this particular plot of land or to where your crystal is?
I suppose the rule would be bound to wherever my command crystal lies. We managed to figure out the specific plot of land that would work, and the house was constructed. It was quite beautiful, but, yes, I suppose this particular plot of land, due to the crystal being here, is where I'm restricted.
But if the crystal moves, do you move with it?
I would.
And what exactly are the terms of your arrangement with my mother?
Your mother, I met when she was much younger. Far younger. You and your siblings were not around yet, but I encountered her as a young upstart Cambion looking to make a deal, as devils often do. And she managed to outdeal me. I would provide her and her family protection and look after the house as long as she lived.
Does that mean that any orders from her would supersede an order from me?
Our deal was in place for me to protect you and your family. The orders I'm given, should it be one that I dislike, it would only be able to be enforced if someone were to hold the crystal. But I can tell you that she has never had to do that. So I do not take direct orders in such a way. The deal was struck. I intend to see it out to its fruition.
Excellent. That's very good to know. And he grabs the crystal as it's happening.
He smiles a little bit and gives a bow. Well,
So, who's going where?
I mean, I'll head to the temple. If anybody would like to come,
Make
they're
sure
more than
that's
welcome.
a safe place to be.
Probably.
I mean, is anywhere right now?
At least I
Really,
can justify having business there, I suppose.
Is there a curfew? Do we know?
yes,
Sundown, I assume.
yes.
DM, how many hours do we have?
It's a little bit before midday. I mean, you've got at least, I'd say about 8-9 hours.
Okay, plenty of time then.
Unless it's some weird unit of measurement that Mercer came up with.
Which
Yes.
it probably is.
It probably is. Love you, Mercer.
Okay,
Sometimes
so
the
we
days have 20 hours.
sometimes they have 19.
Sometimes they have 32.
You
God
sure
forbid
we're
a
not in the
full moons are in
Feywild
the
still?
sky.
You know I just did that to troll the group, right? In my homebrew world, there's 13 moons.
So
Yeah.
many.
It is. It's a lot.
Too many. All right.
So we have to check in. I have to find Namir, which I might know where they are. I might know where they are.
I can go with you.
We need to find Derolo's people, which
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure how to do that.
anyone-
He said they would find us, I think. But if
So-
nobody knows we're here,
I mean, but just
I
walk
mean,
outside.
if we want people to know we're here,
Yeah.
I can just
Just-
walk outside.
yeah.
I imagine everyone will know
Very certain.
immediately.
maybe
walk
make
out.
occasional apperances and then vanish into crowds. Just enough to cause a little bit of chaos. Not enough for anyone to actually pinpoint where you are.
Yeah.
Could do my best.
I would
And
imagine-
then making contact with Jericho's group.
Yeah. You were gonna do that on the way back from the temple, Cad?
Certainly.
Oh, and those weapons.
I don't know how much we're gonna be able to do about that.
No, I'm
I
hoping.
think taking care of Woodward takes care of that.
And trust
I-
that Keyleth can do what she can do.
Maybe keep an eye out though and see how many folks might have them, if you can identify them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's one thing if they're still somewhat restricted as presents to favored friends versus the entire guard contingent of the city.
Okay, so Dermot and I are gonna go find Namir.
Cat will look at Arthea.
I can go with you or I can go with Thurston. I mean, I can move fairly quickly if we have to
It doesn't matter to me.
get out of a crowd real fast.
What are
Cito?
you doing, Cito?
I was gonna see where you guys thought I could or be the most effective at. If you want me to go with Thurston, because if we need to get out of there quickly, I can fly us out of there.
Might not be a bad idea.
That or what was the one about the guardhouse?
Thurston, where are you going? Just
On a
walking.
stroll.
I suppose, yes. We're just trying to be known.
So
And
should we keep an eye out for the explosion, or?
Yeah, Cito, you might want to stay with Thurston.
Okay,
Just in case.
sounds good.
All right. Let us begin with Cadriel and Arathea. So,
God.
are you guys trying to move stealthily, or are you trying to make yourselves known?
Look
don't
at
do
Arathea.
stealth.
You up for a little stealth?
You see her face kind of just like her. She's already ridiculously pale, but you kind of just see her skin go translucent.
How about we just
I can go invisible.
save your spell slots for now? How about we
We're
just
just visiting
go
the temple.
subtly?
Yeah,
I have
mean,
business at the temple. It's where
Yeah.
I've been training the whole time. And you have always been my companion, so
Yeah.
it makes sense for you to be with me.
Yeah, we'll just go. We'll be subtle. She looks around, just like, yep, we're gonna be subtle. We're gonna be really subtle. Gonna do subtle. Gonna do subtle things.
All right. Give me, just for fun,
Yeah.
give me a stealth check, everybody. Or just you
Alright,
two.
alright.
Not everybody. You know what I mean.
– 14.
32.
Jesus Christ. All right.
I rolled a natural 20.
Jesus.
You step out onto the road, and it's populated. The city seems to mostly be acting without any sort of change in behavior, but you do detect this overlaying tension in everybody's movements. Everybody's walking a little bit quicker. Their conversations out on the street are short, brief, but not rushed before they quickly move on. Everybody just has this air about them that makes you feel a little bit uneasy. You do spot several patrols of guards as they are making their way through the streets. Go ahead and give me a perception check, both of you.
In particular, since we would be somewhat near the manor, at least to begin with, I want to look for if there seems to be more of a standing guard, I guess, in that area that
Okay.
maybe is keeping watch physically over the space.
Okay.
I rolled a 19, but in addition, if I may, keep an eye out for any of the folks that I would have recognized Jericho associating with previously, just to see if any of them are about and or seem to be keeping an eye out as well.
Okay. You said a 19?
Yeah.
Mine's 24.
24. With a 19, Cadriel, you kind of keep an eye out, trying to spot either the half-elf gentleman or the purple-skinned tiefling. And as you're making your way through the streets, you don't see anybody matching that description. I will say you do spot, and this is just information, given that you rolled high enough, that in each patrol, there is one among them. Typically, the patrols number 5 guards moving at once. One of them is seen with more decoration on their armor, and at their side you see a sword that is distinctly different in design to the other 4 in the patrol.
So, presumably a patrol captain of some sort.
Could be.
And potentially carrying one of those new blades, which you've seen, Cad, right? You were there during that whole.
Yeah, she saw them in action when she stealthed up
right.
behind Thurston during that that party.
And Arathea, I deeply apologize. You were checking specifically for what information again?
As we're leaving the manor.
Oh, got it.
Since
Standing
we're not
guards and all that.
Yeah, so it's when we're not really trying to be entirely sneak. I want to get a sense of does it seem like there's a regular patrol around the outside and we're going to have to be very careful how we go in and out if we're staying here?
After stepping out of the manor with a 24, you don't see a guard patrol, but you do see a small, maybe 3 or 4 individuals who are walking about the streets, keeping a weather eye on the manor.
No one we recognize?
Mm-mm.
Okay. But they look like commoners, look like just city folk.
They just look like city folk. They don't
Okay.
have any official branding or anything like that.
Okay, so potentially folks undercover in some way.
Mayhaps.
Mayhaps. And I'm on minute.
Hey, maps. But
Yes.
you both continue through the streets. You don't see anybody directly, like, look and, like, get a solid look at the two of you or anything like that. Cad is Batman, so Cad is nowhere to be seen. But as you move through, nobody seems to be looking directly at you or, giving any sort of recognition. I will say, as you both are moving through the streets, you do hear a bit of commotion, as you can hear some shouts from a couple different sources on the road heading towards the Humanor Observatory. It is not, you're not right next to it by any means, but you know that this road, if you were to continue on it without turning, it would lead to the observatory.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we should check on Estella?
Oh, God. I mean, if I were her, I would just, the doors closed but we could.
She might know something.
Very true.
Seems like
Also-
people underestimated her quite a bit, and she knew more than they thought she did.
It's a good point. Plus, it's a good place to, if we need to hole up somewhere. And hey, she's pretty well connected, it seems, so. I guess we could head in. Is that on our way to the temple, or is it?
It would be out of your way.
It'd be out of our way. Do you want to do it? Do you want to head over now and see, maybe in this case you do a little, and.
Well, if we go over to she pauses for a second, observatory.
Very good.
Would you prefer to stay there and work with her a bit?
I mean, I can. I don't like the idea of you going off on your own, but if
It's
there's
up to
reason
you.
to
I
stay, I
mean,
can stay. But
It's
if
up to you. I know I can be unseen, and Jericho's
I'm
group,
hurt.
I know where they are, but
I'm hurt, Dad. I'm very hurt.
Arthea. And she reaches up and gives her raven a little scratch. You know, I will have eyes in the sky.
I know.
The raven leans into the scritches.
Aw. But yes, I mean,
It might be useful to find out what we can from Estella
it's true.
and fill her in on what we learned about Vivian.
That's the other part, yeah. I mean, she ought to, at the very least, know. And if there's problems there, well, she does know other things about our business that we may not want getting into certain hands.
At this point, you hear the sound of fire being erupted out. You hear some shouts from people, and as the crowd disperses, you can see a goblin wearing a Humanor outfit, the robes of Humanor Observatory, standing in between a patrol of guards and a young girl that Cadriel you would recognize as the flower merchant. The guards quickly put up their shield as a just little gout of flame fires out of the goblin's hand, and you hear the goblin say, "Leave her alone. She didn't do anything wrong. You know this. I saw you plant that thing on her. Enough of this." And at this point, the guards react for a moment before slowly starting to circle. What do you guys do?
How many guards are there?
5.
How far away are we?
You're about 70 feet away.
Mm.
What do you think?
Do you want to go deal with it, or do you want to get them out of there?
I know that flower merchant. She didn't do anything.
Do you want to grab them? Bring them, I don't know. How far away are we from the observatory?
It would be about a 10-15 minute walk.
Oh, okay. So way further than someone could dimension door from here.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to grab them and get out of here? I mean, we did say we said we were going to be subtle, and subduing an entire patrol of guards is probably not very subtle.
Does this patrol of guards have one of the fancy pants with them?
Make a perception check.
Quiet Reds.
She's looking around, being like, "We said we were going to be subtle. We said we weren't going to go with the fire yet."
What'd you get?
19.
19. You do spot that one of them, they're kind of standing a little bit behind from your viewpoint, but you do see a distinct plumage on their helmet and a quick glimpse at the sword that's on their side that they are gently placing their hand on the hilt of.
Let's go act as if we are going to meet with Estella
Mm-hmm.
and see if we can help.
Okay. Do we need a getaway car?
I mean, I can fly.
That's great, but the two folks down there can't.
Oh, a getaway car for them. Oh.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, I mean, getaway car in what sense? I don't really...
Well, I mean, there's 5 people with swords there, and if they decide they're feeling, a little hot under the collar.
at this point, a sword is drawn as one of the guards demands. Disarm yourselves. To the stockade with you.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Are you walking up?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'll walk up. I'll
What
walk
happened?
up along the side.
I know this flower merchant. She's
A thief.
a thief. Come on now.
I found this, and he holds up a coin purse with a official Western guard symbol that's been woven into it. Found
Embroidered.
this. Thank you. I found
Welcome.
this among her belongings.
Are you telling me that it's entirely impossible that somebody dropped it and she picked it up to turn it in?
I hardly believe that one like her would do such a thing. And the flower merchant is, tears are welling up in her eyes, and she is hiding behind the goblin as she just looks at the sword that's been drawn.
Come on now. Look at the sharp swords that the guards have. It couldn't have caught. String severed.
Make me a persuasion check.
$15.
The guards turn to one another, and eventually they turn towards the one that's got more decoration on their armor. And that one steps forward.
Cadmus holds up her hands, kind of standing in front of the girl. Come on now. How would you feel sending an innocent person to the stockade? She's trying to make a living for herself. I've bought flowers from her many times, and not once has she ever tried to take advantage of my generosity or even overcharge me for a single bud.
I think, didn't you also get me some supplies from there?
Indeed.
Nice
She is
birthday.
very generous with what she has.
You talk a lot.
Not usually.
Whether she is innocent or not, the goblin that stands behind you did cast a spell at us, which is in direct violation of the law for assaulting a guard.
So
But
wait.
did it hit you?
It
Yeah,
nearly
I'd like
did.
I'd like some clarification actually. So not can you cast spells in general?
Yes, you are welcome to cast magic, as policing such a thing would be absurd.
Okay.
However, harming a direct western shield is distinctly against the law, as it is implied to be.
Oh,
Ah,
no,
but-
understandable.
Much like the coin purse, which is now back in your hands. Your armor is very lovely, first of all. It doesn't appear that anything has been harmed, no scorched hairs, dulled blades, or melted armor.
Make
If the
me
law is broken only in harming a Western shield, I don't see any laws that have been broken here.
make me one more persuasion check. I'll say with advantage because Arathea has been chiming in as well.
I feel like sometimes, use a little spell,
And-
not intending to injure, but, just as I don't know, I have automatic reaction. You just, get scared and it's like, woo.
Oh yeah, I definitely have that. I've been really trying to work on. The goblin is like full on, just stepping right up next to you to be like, right? It's kind of a problem sometimes.
It really is. It's kind of a default reaction, which is
Doesn't
very
being
hard
a
to
good
break.
person come with giving someone a second chance?
What was your roll?
10. I don't have proficiency in persuasion.
You can either step aside, or you can join them. Your
We
call.
have business at the observatory, so unfortunately we can't step aside. However, I'd encourage you to count the coins in that purse. If there's nothing missing, then what was the harm done? Why shouldn't you believe that she was going to return it?
We're done talking. Decision time. Step aside, or things get worse.
I'll look at Arthea.
Mhm. Do we want to continue on our way?
How far away from the observatory are we at this point?
You said 10 to 15 minutes walking. Do we want to continue? Will both of them be going to the stockades, or just the one?
Just the goblin.
What has the goblin done? He missed.
She.
My apologies.
Oh, it's okay. I've actually seen you walking around a couple times. You guys are really cool.
The guard says, "We are done speaking." And at this point, this sword slowly gets drawn, and you see the deep red metal of the blade.
Gadriel,
Listen.
should we continue on our way? And you would
I'll
read
look
in
at the
that
flower
should
girl because he said that the goblin was going to the stockades. So you should leave.
She looks at the goblin. "I'm so sorry." She quickly grabs her basket and the small, quickly just grabs at some of the flowers that were dashed to the ground, puts them in her basket, and she runs off.
What do you get from putting an innocent goblin in the stockades?
Goblin is not innocent. They cast magic with the intent to harm. At a Western Shield, which, per our private discussion that I had stated was over, is a direct violation of Western law, and therefore punishment must be dealt. You have
Here's the
5
thing.
seconds.
All right. Here's the thing. Your sword could do more damage by far than that fireball could have done. Didn't hit you. And yet you still want to be the person that puts somebody in the stockade for defending a helpless person. Shouldn't you want to be the type of person that is proud to make sure that justice is done when harm has not come to anybody? The Western shields that I've had experienced previously have been more than honorable. This doesn't seem so honorable.
As she's talking, I'm gonna perhaps scatter in case we need to skedaddle if they try to strike at us.
As Cadriel is speaking, the guard with the Jadek sword starts to step forward, and you see them falter a little, and they shake their head. Let them go. And the other guards kind of turn. Sir, what? I said let them go. Clearly too much trouble anyway. And he sheathes the blade and turns, and the others fall in and start marching off. A couple moments later, you hear, "Oh, you do sort of attract attention wherever you go, don't you?" And an individual steps right next to Arathea and lifts their hood. And you spot Eldariel of the
shit.
Bednest.
Hello.
Hello. Well,
Did you get stranded here?
our cart broke down at one point. It's currently undergoing repairs.
Oof.
We should move this back towards the
We should-
observatory.
Yeah, we need to return this. Your name? Fellow cop?
Hi. I definitely have a name. I
It's-
made this character like 18 months ago, and I did name them. I didn't think to look at it before introducing
Bernard.
them into the scene. Bernard Bernardson.
Boomstick.
Oh my
Bernard
god.
Boomstick.
The poor goblin girl.
Oh my lord.
Oh,
Wait.
Brenda Boomstick. Excuse me.
Bernadette.
No.
Boomstick.
Oh, Bernadette is a much better name. No offense to the Brendas out there.
That's what's on my notes now.
My name is
Wait.
Ramna.
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 Oh, we should
Well,
bring Ramna.
I like Boomstick Bernie more.
Yes, we have to bring Ramna with us over to the observatory, and if you could accompany us, that would be helpful.
Oh, don't
I
worry.
feel like you've been.
Sure will need to. I don't know how long that spell will last, but let's not be here when it wears off.
What spell was that exactly?
Just a little bit of a charm.
Which one?
Let's
In
walk
case we
and
need
talk.
to use it again. just you know, just want to be prepared.
Let's,
Yes. Walk quickly. And
Yeah.
Cat will kind of.
Yeah. I think this is gonna be. Well, Goblin just kind of.
she like
The feet have gone off the
power
ground.
walks with you.
I suggest you might want to stay on observatory grounds, assuming they don't come there.
It's a bit of a challenge given that they constantly are around, but you're right. I should stay within the dormitory areas and only go to my classes from now on. Maybe I can have somebody else come into town to get food for me.
Is everyone locked down like this right now?
Not everyone. You can kind of tell who is and who isn't based on how rich they look. But for the most part, it's business as usual, except for everyone's a little bit more of an asshole lately. You do eventually come to Eumenor, and you spot a small gathering of students. out on one of the like quad areas just outside the observatory itself, and they are housing a peaceful protest. They have a small stage set up. They have people speaking out. There's a small gathering of civilians, and there are about 3 patrols that have given a wide berth to the demonstration going down. But
What do these students look like?
make a perception check.
Are they of all classes?
Make a perception check.
Miss Jackson.
With a Miss Jackson, you can see that pretty much all classes are represented here. You see even 1 or 2 faculty that you sort of passed by as you were passing through the area once upon a time that have joined the demonstrations. It looks like a relatively unified protest.
I suppose they must have filed the correct permits.
Yeah, Estella was real clear on making sure that was all done correctly. She even filled out some of them herself. I guess she used kind of her weight as the instructor at the observatory to make sure that the permits and everything would be approved and everything. So
Well, that's good. Are a lot of your friends unhappy with how things are in the city?
We'll say this as you guys are
Yeah.
walking up to the observatory itself. A lot of my friends haven't been seen in a while. People said that they got in an argument, not unlike the one that I was just in, and they were taken away, and
Nobody's seen them.
and she doesn't say anything else. She's you could tell it's affecting her, having to.
Cat
even
just
say
like
that.
puts a hand on her shoulder, like,
Yes.
Anyway, we should probably want to see Estella. And she just walks up to the door and she moves her hand along the door in a particular pattern, and you hear a unlocking sound, and the door creaks open. Kind of have to be more secure lately. Come on. You all are led inside, and normally, especially during the day, you would hear the movement of other students or just other beings, just signs of other people being inside this observatory. It is quiet. Except for one set of footsteps that you can hear on the upper floor. As you are led above, you see Estella, who has papers all over her tables.
Nothing's changed.
Oh, thank goodness. I was really hoping you were safe,
Oh, safe seems to be relative these days.
especially within these walls.
is Eldariel still with us?
Yes.
Yeah.
Eldariel, at this point, now that you're inside, has lowered his hood and given a bow to Estella. You know them. You know them as... How many do you interact with in your adventures?
The list has grown quite long. It's been a very busy 6 months or year, however long. Time's weird sometimes. Is it been like this since we left?
Pretty soon after you left. Well, please, make yourselves comfortable. I will fetch some tea. Ranma, will you just make sure they're comfortable? And she whisks herself away. At this point,
I'm gonna.
oh, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, once as she's like going to fetch the tea, I just want to, take an investigatory look over whatever paper she has strewn about
Okay.
to try and get a sense of what she's been doing in the last however many weeks we've been gone.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
If I may pull Eldariel aside
Mhm.
for a second, just say you've been watching everything that's gone on here, no?
Yes. Unfortunately.
If they're carrying around those swords, I would like us to be stacked with at least one of them as well. Any idea how we might get one?
You would have to sneak into the guardhouse. And that is no easy feat. The security of this city has been improved greatly. Even magical means are hindered within its walls.
Are
I am
are
very
these
sneaky,
guards
but
local, or are these people brought in from outside?
Yes, there certainly weren't as many Western Shields last time we were here, and
You're
while the town is
correct.
quite populated, I find it hard to believe they could double their numbers that quickly.
I could swear that one day I saw just a man walking down the street. He seemed shifty. And the next day, he had a set of armor and one of those swords. So, I don't think they're necessarily local. They could be. But I feel like there could be other influences here adding to their ranks. Ones that don't associate in the daylight.
Old friends.
So I hear you have been making many friends in your travels.
We're very good at it.
I'm impressed.
I rolled oh god. 27.
With a 27, you first see what looks like an official Western notice that had been delivered to the observatory that within the month, the observatory and the college would be closed. The rest of the papers are evidence of Estella looking for any sort of loophole, any sort of political card to play. You do see some written correspondence from the Teldore Council, specifically one Allura Vysoren, sort of discussing the matter. Allura has stated that on their side they are working just as hard to figure out what is happening, what this major regime change could be caused from, or caused by, I should say. And there are pages from books that have been around since Western was founded. And you also notice that the telescope itself has barely been touched.
Arthea,
Looks like she's been busy.
let's
Must
say,
see. It says that we don't have much time.
explain.
Okay, so this was basically end of month. How close are we to that time?
You guys have about 10 days.
Yeah. Within the week, they're gonna shut this place down and everything outside with it.
Whole university.
Well, they've already. Well, probably
How
half the
would
university
Teldore
by
Council
now.
allow that?
Who will?
A school?
What do you think they did? The students are, well, either missing. I'm sure some have gone home. Let the ones who remain protest. Let them get it out, and then do away with the. I mean, if you want to have control of a city, having a large contingent of magic users sitting in your midst is, well, probably not very beneficial unless they're on your side.
Did Arthea tell? I know you didn't want to rehash the explanation. Would you have said that you saw the communication from Allura?
She would have just passed through it, kind of just pointing out them. We may want to get in touch with along with Crackhammer, though.
I have the mirror still.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, God, she's going to hate us. But yes, we put that on the list of contacts. We can check in with her and, well, I don't know exactly what's going on. She's been around a long time. Perhaps she'll know more about the other large problem.
Given what just happened outside, I think it would be better if we stay together.
Probably, yes.
Besides, the other folks tend to meet after the sun goes down.
While you guys are having a conversation, we are going to pivot over to Dermot and Faraday. You both step out onto the streets. Where do you guys go?
Quincy's old place.
Okay.
Before we step out of the gates, disguise self, basically just taking away the like Feywild coloring. Her hair changes from the buns to just this flat black, just kind of sheen down to like her shoulders. No fantastical coloring, high elf type look.
Okay.
And she just kind of settles in next to Dermot as they walk.
Actually, when you do that and cast Disguise Self, I go to do the same thing, and nothing happens. Because I did not prep Disguise Self today.
Buddy! Fun!
So instead, I am going to tell you, I will meet you at the end of this block. And Dermot is going to go back into the house. I am going to replace my signature hat with a hood to hide my horns. And I am going to... I am sure I have enough cloth or a pair of longer pants to try and hide my hooves. And I am going to try and disguise myself the old-fashioned way.
Okay. I will need a deception check from you.
Okay. Deception. 22.
Okay. You assume your disguise and feel somewhat confident enough that you can pull it off. Yeah. Do you just head out the door soon after? Or do you head out a different way?
I head out a different way.
Okay.
I go like around back and hop the wall or fence or whatever it is.
Okay. Faraday.
Yes.
You step out of the manor, and nothing happens. You sort of quickly like step in with the crowd to sort of mask yourself a little bit, just as you see coming around the corner of the manor property, seemingly just another citizen, but just kind of one who's keeping a close eye on the manor itself. You continue to walk along. Dermot, go ahead and give me a stealth check, just for fun. Because I know your mirthful leap will take care of jumping over the wall. It's covering for it once you land.
Nope.
Buddy.
What you get?
I mean, 7 total
Okay.
with a +6. I'll let you do the math on that.
Buddy.
You leap through the air and over the wall and see that directly below you is a cart filled with pots and pans and cooking utensils.
Excellent.
Dang.
You crash into it. You send some of the pots and pans
Dermot,
strewn
don't
out
click.
onto the street, making a loud clatter. And the older halfling gentleman at the front of the car goes, "My pots!" As several people, their heads turn to the source of the noise.
I apologize profusely to this elderly halfling gentleman, and I immediately get to work returning all of his pots and pans to his cart.
Make me a persuasion check with advantage.
Do I hear the crash?
Yeah, you
I-
hear the crash.
I use a little bit of mage hand because more hands make less work, and I do have mending to try and repair any damage. Everything will be tip-top shape once I am done.
I'm gonna use that distraction to stealth.
Okay, go ahead and make me a stealth check.
You said with advantage. That's
Yes,
the
with
thing?
advantage.
25.
Okay. You
Not quite CAD numbers, but
basically pull up the Assassin's Creed hood and meld with the crowd so that no guards will be able to see you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fall in line with a bunch of prostitutes
Yeah.
that are shedding coins. Yeah.
And then there's
I mean,
that
I
one
don't-
woman, there's the one woman in Assassin's Creed who's like, "No, you don't understand. I have nothing." And she just crowds you. Oh, those games.
Assassino!
Yeah.
Assassino!
Dermot, what'd you get?
I don't do quite that well. I have a modest 31.
Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, the moment you say I didn't do that well, that's code for like he got a 50 or something. As you are helping him, he says, "Oh no, it's perfectly fine. Just quickly." And he like helps you. And as you're casting mending, he goes, "No, there's no time. Just put it in the cart. It's perfectly fine." Just as a patrol of guards comes around the corner. "Oh no, nothing. Just my foolish strength. This cart is so big, and the pots are so heavy. It's so difficult to move. I ran into this gentleman purely by accident."
And I just kind of like bow at them and don't say anything.
The guards look between you and the halfling. "Take care to control your wagon a little bit more, sir." "You got it." And they turn and walk away. And the halfling says, "Quick, run along. I didn't want to cause any trouble. I didn't want to cause any more problems."
I reach out to shake his hand and say, "Thank you. What is your name, sir?"
"Helrind. Please, go, before they find some reason to turn around."
I reach kind of for my hat and only get the nip of my hood, and I kind of like do one of these with it anyway and say, "Dermot O'Ferry, at your service." And away I go.
Okay. You quickly dash down the street. Faraday, I'll just give it to you. You can clearly see Dermot, like, power walking.
There's not a whole lot I can do about my clip-cloppy hooves.
It's fine. She'll.
These heels are just so loud on the stone.
What I really need is some rubber horseshoes. That's what I need.
Boots
I
of...
thought we got you some. Did we not?
Yeah, I thought we did.
I
Once.
thought Gilmore priced them and they were like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't you dare.
Oh, I saw
I
that.
see the 1% of his face.
Bark loading.
Oh, it's not loading.
Is Max with you, Tina, or is he in here?
He's in there somewhere.
I think he's in his bed.
I see.
He's barking at you, right?
Sam, you
Yeah, he's
might
barking
be
at me.
Okay,
turned
he's not-
away from the camera, but I feel your mom stare.
I was like, shh, shh, in his face, and he
It's
just
like when Max looks at Tina and she goes, "Don't you load that bark."
don't.
I see it loading, and then he just goes,
Puppies.
Steal that now.
Adorable.
As soon as Dermot gets within 30 feet, I will telepathically, just signal him and then continue into the crowd.
Okay.
Whatever
And
crowd
I-
there is.
And I join up with Faraday.
Okay. You continue through the city. You sort of similarly to Cad and Arthea, you do notice one or two spats between some of the citizenry and the guard patrols. Nothing to the degree that they saw, but there's just this tension in the city. You approach the bar that was once Quincy's Tavern and is now something else. And unfortunately, I can't tell you what the name is because my notes have betrayed me and my DM brain cannot remember the name of the two NPCs.
Bug and Fidget.
Bug and Fidgets. It is a not as fine tavern, but standing outside is Fidget, the teeny little gnome, whose sort of white shock of hair sort of almost glows in the morning sun as he eagerly looks back and forth along the street. And you can hear from the inside, "Is it safe?" "No, it's not. Stay inside. I don't want you being arrested just for being you." "But it's cramped in here." "We're gonna have to figure it out." And then at this point, Fidget will turn and spot you two. Drink?
Sure.
Drink! And he quickly scurries inside and holds the door open for you.
I'll follow in.
And me as well.
Fidget will then quickly glance outside the door and close it. You can spot a couple other patrons, mostly sort of not off in their separate corners, but very clearly giving off the vibe that they like needed to just chill with a drink. You do recognize not only Bug, the ogre in the corner of the room who has taken up just, I want to say about 30% of that wall just with his size, but you also recognize somebody else at the bar. A blonde-haired human that you recall being Elric Woodward. He has his head in his hands and a bottle of something that looks half-drunk. But yes, what can I get you? Anything on the menu? There's a major discount right now as we're really just trying to keep the city together.
Your house meat will be great.
Done.
Make it 2.
Done. It's just and he'll just turn and just start pulling the meat.
I will sit at the bar.
I make sure I say hello to Bug before I say it.
Hey, do I know you?
Of course you know me. You know everybody, don't you, Bug?
Do I, Fidget? Do I know everybody?
Yeah.
Everybody knows you, Bug.
Hey, you know what? By that logic, technically you do.
Oh, hi, old friend. It's been so long. How's the family?
They're good.
That's good.
How's Trix?
Tricks.
It's gonna break his brain.
Do I know a Tricks?
And he just like starts muttering to himself as
Good
he's
talk,
trying. I love Bug.
Bug's
But-
great.
Faraday,
I love Bug.
Faraday, you sit at the bar. I assume Dermot joins you.
Yes.
Are you sitting next to or near Elric?
Faraday will sit, like, leave a stool and then sit. Whether or not Dermot sits in between them or on her other side, she's leaving that up to him, but she will leave a stool in between.
Okay.
I will. I will sit in between them.
Okay.
Kitty.
You both kitty butt. Don't show the cat asshole on camera, please. We like being on Twitch.
That's for the after dark.
No. If there's animal parts, no. I'm putting a hard stop on that. Sam.
This is a strictly bunghole free stream.
Oh, yeah.
Eyeballs.
Are you
No
serious?
buttholes.
No buttholes? I was not informed of this before I joined.
Anti-bunghole zone.
That's it. I'm out.
That's on the OnlyFans, okay? Buttholes for the OnlyFans, guys. You gotta pay for that.
Mm.
I would like to state to the chat officially that there is no
You don't
OnlyFans
like that.
for Nerd House Tabletop.
You're welcome.
There's no plan to have it at any
Yeah,
I
point.
mean, we could test the market. Like,
Yeah.
We will not be testing the market. We will not be doing that, despite what my players are saying, and the two owners of Nerd House Tabletop, by the way. I want to also
Yet.
include.
Yet. I guess that last one doesn't really fit the cadence.
God damn.
Never mind. Forget I said
Anyway,
anything.
you sit between Faraday and Elric. Eventually, Fidget slides the two meats across the bar. Free of charge. just take whatever time you need. He'll
I'll
I
kind of
look
lean.
at Faraday and say, "Shit, I gave our accountant all my money."
I will pull a couple gold out and slide them across the bar.
Thank you.
Say like 2 gold. Maybe I can. She keeps her voice low, but not like suspiciously low. Just like it seems like kind of a chill, like not chill vibe in here, but like we're not really doing loud voices. She keeps the inside voice and says, "Perhaps you can tell me if you've seen a friend of mine."
Who? Lots of people pass through.
Goes by the name Namir, and she'll describe Namir's human form.
Fidget will glance around, just to kind of make sure.
Yes, Namir did stop by for just a quick moment. She was just exploring the stores of our respectable establishment, and she is continuing to do so. And
Do you mind if-
he just like questions his stupid lie.
While he's speaking, Faraday will very quickly, almost in like 2 blinks, like gives it enough time for it to register, will let her regular like wintry coloring come back for just a second.
Mhm.
Because I think that's the season he knows her in.
Mhm.
And then pull it back to her disguise.
His eyes will widen, but only for a moment, and he'll control himself.
Do you mind if I go? I haven't seen her in so long, and she had mentioned maybe being around.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Right this way.
And he steps aside and leads you to the entryway to the basement, which is now just fully open. It is not hidden by any means. Anymore.
Hidden by any means. She'll lean over and press a kiss on the hood of Dermot, like Dermot's hood where the horn is. Pick up her mead and say, "Behave yourself. Make friends." And
Don't
then
tell me what to do. You're not my mother.
and then she will follow Fidget and head downstairs.
Okay. Quick note for Dermot. Is there anything
Uh-huh.
that you wish to do while sitting next to Elric Widward? Not to immediately call into question what Faraday just said, but are you going to listen or are you going to do something else?
I am going to, for the first couple of minutes, I am just going to be chill and not say or do anything, and I mostly just want to continue, like, I imagine there's not much conversation going on in here, but kind of eavesdropping, getting the vibe, and seeing, like, who's coming or going, see if I recognize anybody else, that kind of thing.
Make me a perception check.
I will do no such thing.
Okay, well, then that's the game, everybody. That's the end of Decisions of Dragons.
Wait,
Now
is
I
that
get
easy?
pass.
Ugh.
We won the Durnders.
That was a natural 20. So
Nice.
26.
Nicely done. You kind of take in the scene around you. And you do still see Bug, who's still trying to understand who Trix is. You keep an eye out. There's maybe one or two people that come and go. You do recognize one face. It is Hassam, as in Hassam and Husam from Joran Village.
Okay.
He looks a little downtrodden. The swath of time has not done him any favors. He's got a thick beard that's very unkempt. And wait, Hassam and Husam, did I make them kobolds? Fuck.
No, they were
No,
dwarves.
they were
They're dwarves. Just kidding.
Russian dwarves.
Oh, all my dwarves are Russian. And he's just nursing a tankard. You do glance at Ulrich. And at one point he does like remove his hand for a moment just to take another drink. And you do see an official pin on his lapel of the city of Westrid, signifying his new station. He looks like he's been here a while. But beyond
And
that,
this
go
is
ahead.
and this guy is the captain of the guard now.
No.
Right? I've got that. No. I'm
Elgar
thinking of
Brothric is the captain of the
Okay.
guard. Elric Widward is the head of commerce in the city of Western, and Lamar Widward's son. At
Gotcha.
least as he is supposed to be known.
Yeah. I will. I will get up from the bar, and I am gonna make my way over to Hassam's table, or wherever he's sitting.
Okay. You approach, and Hassam just kind of looks up.
I just mind if I join you?
There you go. Just sort of gestures to the seat across the table.
Hassam, right?
He kind of looks up, and like there's bags under his eyes. He just looks terrible. Yes. Do I? Have we met before?
It's been it's been a bit.
You were
Couple
gonna say
months
it's been a
back.
while.
It's been some time. Jorn Village.
Oh yes, yes, I remember now. Hello again. It is nice to see you.
Where's the rest of your crew?
Well,
Jeez, it's been quite some time since we've seen you. Bode left Arhana's employ soon after you left. He's somewhere south, possibly in Kaimel. We don't really hear from him. Husam was... He didn't do anything wrong. It was a misunderstanding. He bumped into somebody, a merchant. The merchant thought he was reaching for his coin purse, and the guard didn't listen to reason.
Sorry to hear that.
Well, I appreciate the words. It seems my story is but one of many. Where have you been? You look different. Not in a bad way. I'm not being an asshole, but
we've everywhere, nowhere. There's a bar outside Terse Fields, the Wishing Well.
oh, I've actually heard of that one.
That's ours, actually.
Oh, do you have good ale?
Well, I wouldn't be a... And I try to, like, channel Thurston and almost, like, copy some of Thurston's mannerisms when I say this. Well, I wouldn't be a good businessman if I said it wasn't the best.
You convinced me a little bit.
Spent some time there. We were, visited, Vasselheim, visited Iman, spent a few days in the Fey Realm, and now we're back here.
No, well, I wish it was a warm welcome, but
How long have you been in town?
2 weeks.
And it was like this when you got here?
Yes, we just assumed that there was some sort of investigation or alert or something. That was a reason for detention, but... Dude, is the one at the bar, and he says this under his breath, is he one of the mayor's family?
I take a beat. I don't look back over there right away. But I do kind of like look back over in his direction. And based on what I know of the man, and I say this like in a hushed tone as well, based on what I know of the man and the very little I know of what's going on, I'd say that's a complicated question.
But if he's related to the mayor, the one who started this, then
His eyes go dark. And you see his hand slowly reach for something on his belt.
I reach a hand just like across the table, not to like grab him, but just to put a hand like in front of him, like next to his drink, and say, now is not the time or place for that.
I need you to make me a persuasion check. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
And I continue to say, I don't know if it's justice or revenge that you're after. I sincerely doubt you'll find either with him.
Okay. Make me a persuasion check.
That is a Miss Jackson.
He continues to stare. But his hand eventually does reach back up and rest on the table. Perhaps this wishing well could be a good escape.
The wishing well is nice, but if you do intend to try and make things right in this town, I could use your help with something.
Name it.
Finish your drink, and then head to the Temple of the Raven Queen. Ask for Cadriel.
Oh, yes, I remember her. Yeah, all right. I will stay my blade and meet you there.
I kind of lift my glass a little bit, which is probably mostly empty at this point anyway.
He'll raise his tankard. While that all is going on, Faraday, my darling,
Yes.
you climb down the stairs to the familiar empty undercroft of Fidget and Bugs. And seated, actually in the center of the place where you once did battle with her, is the human-esque, elf-esque form of Namir, who, the moment she hears movement, looks up in your direction. Oh, hello. It's wonderful to see you again.
I'm glad you made it safe.
It was nothing.
Fidget left at this point.
Yes. Fidget actually just stayed up at the bar.
Okay. Faraday will walk to the pit, hop down, and cross to the center and take a seat. How long have you been here?
Not even a day. The flight
But you've seen what's happening.
It does not take a very keen eye to see the unrest that is building. I suppose you're thinking this has something to do with the dragon you mentioned?
I can't imagine that she's not involved, considering her position of power at the moment and her influence.
Well, what would you have me do? How can I be of service?
I'm not quite sure yet how we're going to be approaching this situation. Right now, we're gathering intelligence, trying to make contacts with certain people. I just want to make sure you were here. And I don't know. Just stand by, I guess. It's not like we're running a rebellion, we're just trying to kill a dragon.
They can be one and the same.
I'm not quite sure what we're gonna do, but it will be soon. I'm not sure if our group has the patience to sit here much longer.
That's understandable. Should things turn violent, and should she be revealed, call upon me, and I will do what I can to minimize whatever damage she intends to do on the city. It is, I anticipate, her horde, but she's different. She doesn't hoard in materials or gems. She hoards in worship.
Is it
Fear.
because of her position now?
I would think so. Now she's not only has a control of a town, but it's a position of leadership in a government. It's every chromatic's dream to be able to infiltrate society in such a way.
Well, maybe we can cause some unrest there. How can I call on you? In case my resources are lapsed. We've been kind of careless in our sending spells lately.
I was young once. I know how that goes. If you permit me, there's a... It's called a brand, but I don't like that term. It's more a mark that I can place upon your mind so that we are telepathically linked. For as long as you wish it, it is yours to dismiss whenever you desire. But this way we will be linked beyond that of mere arcane means.
Rita immediately... She doesn't know, there's no hair to like she has this curtain of dark hair, but it's not there. So she drops the form, which clears any hair from her face. Without hesitation.
Brace yourself. This might be a little uncomfortable.
You watch her kind of tense up a little.
She takes a couple steps back, and in a brilliant flash, her humanoid form fades, and the brilliant azure blue gemstone wings of this beautiful blue gemstone dragon extend as her true form is revealed. The large skull slowly approaches until her snout just barely touches your mind's eye. I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay. Miss Jackson.
Nice. You will only take... Where is my other... Where did you go? Friendo. Oh, it's right in front of my face. Duh, I know where my dice are.
That was a lot of dice. I didn't like that.
You're gonna take 5 points of psychic
Okay.
damage. And you are not afflicted by, like, exhaustion or anything by just having
good.
this presence in your mind.
She's not the only one in there, so.
Yeah, you just hear, "Oh, wasn't expecting to see another one." Oh, this is weird.
Oh, can you not talk in there, please?
Oh, sorry, I just couldn't
We're like
resist.
having a party in there.
Yeah,
Just
nope.
collecting like semi deities and shit in your head. Whatever. Cool.
I made some hot chocolate. Do you want some?
You guys get a different room. This one's occupied.
You.
Mako's like, I got this nice sweater made for me, and all of a sudden I just want hot chocolate and scones.
I believe they call it hot cocoa.
Yeah, I put a bunch of whiskey in.
Speaking of whiskey, total side note, we're totally like tangenting. Did you guys see Matthew Lillard announced he's releasing a D&D paladin themed bottle of whiskey?
No.
This thing's gonna be $150 with a small release, and I want it so bad.
Jesus.
Oh,
Anyway.
I've spent more than $150 on
Right.
whiskey that I didn't even like. That's not bad at all.
That's pretty easy to do, actually.
Northwolf says pass the whiskey, and that a girl, Thurston.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was Mako.
Oh yeah.
No, that's Mako putting whiskey in everything. Come on.
Yeah, of course. Make everything Irish. But you feel this white hot sensation in your mind. Not too dissimilar from when you had bonded with Mako and made a pact with him. Similar in nature. But this is, after the initial sensation, it is gentle. The recovery is gentle, and you steel yourself, you remain present, and feel this strange, almost sensate connection with Namir, who just stands full draconic form.
That was something.
Sorry, it's not the most comfortable. You just hear in your mind. But this should work, and it's relatively limitless as long as you remain on the same plane as me.
She'll then convert to thinking to kind of test it out. Convenient. She'll look up at the dragon. Thank you. I know this is not supposed to be your fight.
The dragon sort of sits down. I believe that there was something that I may have done in our first encounter. Your friend, the changeling.
That was kind of my fault.
Well, I had a not so insignificant part to play. I hope that I can do what I can to make up for any stress that had brought.
You helping, I think, will make up for it. And you somehow read my mind, too.
Well, I will be ready at any moment. Just say the word, and I will be there with you.
You'll hear from me, I'm sure. Thank you, Namir.
The large gemstone head bows slightly.
Verde will stand up, and having left her untouched mead on the edge of the arena, as she's walking, will point to it and say, "That's for you," and hop out of the arena and head back upstairs.
As you start moving, you hear what sounds like heavy footfalls that slowly quiet, and then you think it just at the very, very edge of your perception, you hear, "Oh, so good." All right, we are going to shift to Thurston and Cedo.
I will be right back.
Okay. You both step outside the manor. And nothing happens because my die hates me.
Cool, cool.
Go ahead, Cito.
Anyway,
so I'm just kidding.
So can I ask, either Jules or, I don't know, using a perception check, is there, obviously the home is in disarray, right?
It's not so much in disarray, it's just completely cleaned out. There's like all personal belongings, all decoration, everything's been removed.
How's the garden looking?
Unkept, but healthy.
Is there any dead wood there?
Make a perception check. He's got this smirk on his face, and I don't...
24.
Yes, there's some dead wood there.
Sweet. Seeing that I am a druid, obviously, and if you want to poo-poo this, that's fine. I would feel like I would have the knowledge that with dead rotting wood comes brown recluses, yes?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Hey, Jules, can I have a jar, please?
I can see if there's one remaining. And he steps. He turns to step inside, and you watch his form just disappear. Thurston, this is your first time seeing how Jules has been operating since you were born. Until eventually...
How did I not realize that in almost 22 years? I will be 22 in a few weeks. How did I not realize that?
Jules reappears with a small jar in his hand. I did manage to find one.
Ah, that's perfect. Thanks, Jules.
Here you are.
All right, I'm gonna go over to the Deadwood pal. Excuse me. I just need to find some new friends.
Who are you talking to?
You'll see. So, can I either investigate or...
The fact that you're looking for brown recluses is like... Make me an investigation check.
Alright. Oh, God, I hate that. I have 0 in that. 4.
You find one brown recluse. A single brown recluse.
Okay, cool. That works. I'll take that. I'll use like some leaves and a stick to kind of carefully brush them into the jar and seal it.
I hate having arachnophobia.
And of course, I take like I know, I think I have some sort of, I don't know, if I find a jagged rock or a small knife or something, I think I have a small knife on me. I just poke like a little hole.
That's
and actually
fine.
Put some of the leaves in there too. Obviously.
Okay.
Not a cruel.
At this point, Gubu is like sliding down your arm as you're working, going...
Oh, no, not for you, Gubu. This is for someone else.
And he just slowly slides back up your arm.
Okay, cool. So, I go back. All right, Thurston, where should we go?
Well, I need to be seen, and I also need to do a little bit of shopping, so I suppose we'll head towards the merchants, see who's still open. I suppose we could go to Gilmore's. I could probably get spell components at Gilmore's, but it's probably too obvious that I would go directly there.
Okay.
Cito,
This is...
if I may.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, yes.
I'm detecting an air of giddiness about you, and the last time I was privy to such an outburst of energy, you were high on caffeine.
Oh yes, I do love that caffeine that you gave me, and thank you. I've had to really work on a personal level to be better about that. So, my question is, Jules, outside of Jules or Julius, what's your favorite name?
Nobody's really asked me that before.
Oh, well, it's first for everything.
I would say Jules. It's grown on me over the years.
Oh, okay. Well, this will be Jules the Spider, and if we get into some real trouble, I'm gonna let Jules do his thing. With
Did
a
you
little help
just
from
bring
me.
a poisonous spider into my house?
No. I think we're outside, aren't we? Oh,
Yeah,
we're
you-
inside.
Yeah,
I
at
think
this
we're
point,
outside.
you probably like stepped inside.
Oh, like it's completely sealed.
Okay.
Jules gave me a very good jar. And
Actually,
look-
be venomous, not poisonous.
Oh,
Me.
Actually,
actually,
Where's Trap when you need him? Oh my God. That was good. That was very good,
I'm
Sam.
gonna mute myself again. Goodbye.
I'll be back here.
So-
Maybe.
so old Jules here is just basically an insurance policy, if you will.
Okay. I'm going to trust you. Great. Just don't drop the jar.
I won't.
No, jars are for throwing.
Fantastic.
Exactly.
You made a spider bomb.
Okay.
That's like my worst fucking nightmare.
Okay,
Yes,
ask
yes,
me,
yes.
everybody
I
in
cannot
chat
wait
and
for
everybody
this.
in this game, ask me why I
Holy
don't use
fuck, that's gonna
spiders
be
as an
so
enemy.
good.
Because they're disgusting,
They're-
creepy fucks.
That.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you don't want me to use a spider, I will trade you.
No.
10 cent-
No.
Whoa! 10 centipedes instead.
Even
Even
worse.
worse.
There's way more
I feel like
worse.
centipedes are worse. What about? Oh, I don't know, like 5 wasps.
You know what? I think this is a good time. Let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break. Because I need to step away for a hot second. So we can go to the bathroom, do our thing.
Cujo, just think of that one really cute one. That's like that cartoon spider. That's what this one looks like.
There's no cute spider.
Anyway, stick
Oh,
around,
there's-
everybody.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, so cute with the big old eyes.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm from Pixar, you know?
Big eyes are there to lure you into its lair.
Give us about 5 minutes while we go to the bathroom, have a panic attack, get a drink of water, do the thing. We'll be back with you guys in just a moment. We'll see you guys soon.
Good day to you.
Welcome back, everyone, as we return to these shenanigans and our spider bomby friends.
Ha!
So, Thurston and Cedo, along with Jules, you step out onto the road where nothing happens because apparently everybody's perception rolls are fucking terrible. You step out onto the road. You said you were going to the Merchants District, right?
Yeah, would Thurston know where to get an ornate stone and metal lockbox worth at least 400 gold?
That's oddly specific.
Given how specific it is, you do know where. Gilmore's.
Okay, then we're going to Gilmore's.
Okay. You wander through the streets and approach the Mercantile District and notice that there's not as many people around here anymore. There are still people that are milling about and shopping and taking care of their business, but you do notice some of the shops have been boarded up. Some of the buildings lie empty. And standing outside of Gilmore's shop, you do see a high elf gentleman, long blonde hair, currently conversing with a passing patrol. Oh, no, I unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to tell you when Gilmore is going to be available, but I can assure you that once he is, I will make sure that he contacts your office immediately. Thank you guys so much for your patience. I really appreciate all the work you do. And the guards nod and step away. And you don't even need to roll perception. The moment they get like out of earshot, you see the high elf kind of go.
Did the guards walk away from the direction Thurston is coming from, or are they going to cross paths?
High or low?
Hi.
Yeah. I have my hand ready on the on the spider
Oh,
box.
God. They walk away from you. They do not see you as they move away from your general direction.
I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
Honestly, Thurston's thinking the same thing. But he will, seeing that exchange, just try to keep himself composed and just continue to head towards the shop door.
As you do, the high elf gentleman sees you. Hi. I sort of put in charge of Gilmore's for the moment. Is there something specific that you need? Step inside, please. Quick.
Yes, I'm looking for a spell component, particularly a stone and metal lockbox. It's got to be ornate.
I think I have a couple of those. Give me 2 seconds. And they step away. And you see that they enter into the back room, and then you just hear, God, Sean, just organize your shop a little bit, please. And you just hear, like something get knocked over, and you hear, okay, well, I'm not cleaning that up. Just a lot of just self-monologuing before stepping out. I think I finally found what you're looking for. And they approach the counter and place the lockbox down. Sean did not include any pricing, so I would, as a jeweler, I can appreciate some fine workmanship. I would place this around 500 gold.
And does that include the friends and family discount?
I was not aware that you were part of the friends and family discount. Okay. We'll call it 450.
That'll be fine.
All right. They'll gesture towards a gift bag. Do you need a?
It won't be necessary, but I do believe I heard that the guards were looking before, Gilmore. Is that correct?
Yeah, unfortunately, they have been anxiously awaiting his return to the shop. Fending them off has been fun.
Do you know exactly what they want?
If I know Gilmore, and if I know these guards, it's that they want to make more of those horrific murder weapons, but they need more arcane assistance. And who better than an owner of a magic shop that just so happens to make magical weapons?
A logical enough conclusion. I apologize. I did not catch your name. I'm Lord Thurston Dollard.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm new to Western. I typically am on. I have to get used to nobility. Sorry, I'm Darius.
It's not a problem at all.
Sorry again. Welcome, my lord. And they give like an awkward bow.
That is not necessary, but thank you.
Okay, well, now that I've embarrassed myself, is there anything else that you need? Maybe some potions? I do have a couple in the back. They're starting to get a little dusty though, so I don't know how well they'll work.
Did Arathea give Thurston a list when he offered?
We probably need some potions.
Okay.
I think we're real
You
low on healing
feel it
potions.
through the force.
There's a voice, yes. It says something like, we used all our healing potions during the last dumpster fire.
The last time we almost died. Right. That makes sense. Yes, let's take a look at those then.
Perfect. They once again step into the back, but this time much quicker. Step back out. Gotta love offering a thing and not have the link up to let me know how much it would be.
You're supposed to be DM.
I am. I don't know what that was.
That's what you get.
What did you learn?
Brian,
We
your
have-
cat morphed into a dog.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he apparently got jealous of the cats.
Aw.
He's
Alright.
like, meow. Is that right?
Meow.
Should I knock this cup over? Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that?
He was trying to go for my ice cream.
Oh,
outta here.
I
You
hate
can't
this
have
thing
any.
that's on this flat surface with me. I should hit it off. What the fuck?
I mean, Max tries to steal our battery-operated candles off the coffee table when he gets annoyed.
I saw him like lurking in the background earlier. I was like, what is he doing?
He wanted Chipotle chips.
You know what? I get that.
He's on his couch now eating his cheese chew.
That's
Darius says, I have 5 potions of healing, standard. I believe I do have 2 potions of greater healing. Those typically run for 300 apiece before Prince of Family discount. And I do have 1 potion of superior healing, and those typically run 500.
And what would the grand total be, please?
Hold on.
That's the discount.
Shh. With the discount, that's going to be 800 gold. And Darius looks down at the register and pulls a little tab. Do you know a Faraday?
Dare I ask why there's a note for her?
It's a tab. But it looks like they paid 1,500 just cause.
Teaching my friends bargaining and negotiation and money management skills has been a difficult task. Yes, that sounds about right.
All right. Well, here's this 400 back, or 450. We'll just deduct that. Would you like this to be a part of the tab, I guess?
Yes, let's just do that today.
All right. So then that's... God damn it. Math.
1250, I think. 800, yeah.
You will have 250 left, if I'm correct. Yes. Okay. I can do math, guys. 34 years old. I can do a math.
Like this game isn't all math.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And so that was 5 potions of healing. I got the 1 of superior. And I'm sorry, how many of greater? Was it 2 or 3?
Greater was... Oh, shit. That was right. There was 2. So then... God damn it. So then actually, you would owe 50 gold.
Okay. Here's 50.
Okay. My brain. Ask me why I don't work retail anymore.
Why don't you work retail anymore, Joe?
I mean, can you read the room?
I can either read the room or I can follow directions. You can't do both.
That's fair. Just as Darius takes the 50 gold and tears the tab sheet, I did actually manage to find, and you hear the door open behind you. What a wonderful establishment. And you turn and see Lamar Woodward. Several guards waiting for him outside the door.
Ooh.
Good. Wait, what time of day is it? Sorry. Is it afternoon?
It's about afternoon, yeah. Cedo. I imagine Cedo is doing that.
Do I notice I'm assuming there's a shift in expression.
Well,
In
Thurston?
Thurston's?
Uh-huh.
Not to the best of his ability, but nope, he is keeping an absolutely polite expression on his face.
then here is what I will suggest. Thurston, roll either persuasion or deception. Do not say which one. Cedo, roll an insight check. Thank you, Mercer, for introducing this.
That's an 8er.
Woof.
Yeah,
Okay,
woof indeed.
okay.
The dog's
Sorry,
like,
I have to
woof,
check a
woof."
thing.
Yeah, Obi's over here. Woof is what dogs say. I'm obviously a cat.
We've
Where
learned
is the
things
thing that
about
I'm
dogs
looking
today.
for? Oh, never mind. 15.
Okay. You give a quick glance over at Thurston. No change.
Okay. I'm
Oh.
just kind of like in my happy bouncy self then.
Oh, Thurston. Welcome back to the town.
Yes. Good afternoon. It is a lovely shop indeed here. Have you visited Gilmore's before?
I have not, but I've heard a great deal about it, and I decided to come and take a look myself. And Darius, behind the counter, gives a customer service smile, but their eyes tell the story. Is there something I can help you with? Oh, nothing in particular. Thank you. You know, it is funny running into you. I suppose it's been a while since you've been in town. There's been a bit of a change in the procedures with regards to your family and ours. I suppose we're all under one happy family roof. That's a terrible phrase. Just pretend I said something more clever. That's Cujo, not Lamar.
Well, you'll have to get me up to speed on what I missed. I only just arrived in town and need to do a little bit of shopping. On the road, it's very difficult to keep up with supplies.
Well, it seems Sabalina has thoroughly enjoyed the partnership that our two families hold so dear, and as such decided to sell the business to the Woodward family. So the lands and the title are all under the Woodward umbrella.
An interesting decision. I do wonder how that would be possible without the secondary trustee's signature, though. But I wasn't there.
Well, given certain circumstances, and if the second trustee is unavailable, it has relied on the primary trustee to make such a business decision. And as such, we knew you were adventuring and exploring the world. We wouldn't want to take you from that.
That's very considerate.
Regardless, welcome to Westron, once again. Should you need anything, just simply call.
I will be sure to do so. I appreciate the hospitality.
Yes, little one.
Oh, I wasn't talking to you.
You'll have to forgive my friend. We spend quite a lot of time in rougher circumstances. It's difficult to get back into the swing of being in a big city.
The adventurer's life. Well, I will... Oh, go ahead, Cito.
Never mind.
Okay. Well, this is a wonderful shop. I'd love to come back again when the owner is available. And he looks directly at Darius, and even the high elf that he is, with the long, beautiful blonde hair, looking very much the model customer service employee, smiles. When he arrives, I assure you I will let you know first thing. Wonderful. Well, good day to the both of you. And he kind of gives Cito just a little bit of a lingering look. Just a placid expression. And then he'll make his way out the door.
Thurston, I was gonna give him a flower, but I didn't want him to think I was his friend.
They're your flowers to give away to whomever you feel it is best suited for.
Oh,
I don't think he deserves them, though.
Well, in that case, I hope this brightens your day. It's just like a little daisy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I know you've had a rough day, but everything's gonna be okay.
Yes, they'll be fantastic.
And if Jules has anything to say about it, it's gonna be a real blast. And I start walking away as I'm giggling.
I don't need Jules' help for that.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the mood darkens, like
Yeah.
both descent into madness.
Darius steps around from the counter to just glance out the window to make sure that the guards and Lamar are gone. If you see Sean, can you give him a dead arm for me?
I apologize that he's been away so long. He is helping with a bit of a situation with his daughter at the moment. Family.
Huh. You didn't tell me I had kids.
Chosen family is just as much family as any other.
Valid. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna have him put that on a robe or a shirt or something. Well, the shop is still available to you if there's anything else you need.
No. I will get out of your hair. Hopefully you have a quieter day now that you've been visited twice. I don't think that they'll bother again.
Thank you. You see that they step behind the counter and they reopen what appears to be a journal. Thurston, go ahead and make me a perception check.
10.
I'd say that's enough. you see writing appearing on each page with a little bit of a golden flicker, and that reminds you of something. Of the journal that Cadriel had. That she may have discovered a passage that should not have been in there. But you see Darius sits and picks it back up, and you see their eyes kind of widen. Sorry, a bit of light reading.
It's no matter. It's your time off while there's no customers around, correct?
Yes. Anyway, please be safe.
As well. I hope it's not too much to ask that if you do hear from Sean, do let him know that we stopped by.
Absolutely. I will make sure that he stays as safe as possible wherever he is. I don't know how long that will last, but I'll do what I can. At this point, we're going to cut back over to Arthea and Cad. Is Cad taking Doggo out?
Cad ran Dog down to go. He made a woof indicating that he may need to go outside briefly.
Got it.
Which is,
okay, cool.
But that's fine. She can jump in when she returns.
Sounds good. Estella and you and everybody sort of gathers together in the observatory.
Is the little gnome still here?
The goblin?
Goblin, not
yes.
gnome. Yes,
Ranma is still here.
While Estella's kind of bustling off to go get things together, tea and sandwiches and such, I want to kind of crouch down next to Ramna and ask, I saw the students on the way in. They seem to be protesting something.
Yeah, it got announced that they're gonna try and close the observatory and the college and everything. So they're trying to keep it open, trying to make their voices and everything heard. So, you know.
And the guards allow that.
Yeah. There's once or twice I see the guards kind of murmuring to each other when they look at a particular student. And then not so long after, that student goes missing. So in the day, it's fine, but not so much at night.
At night, you guys stay in the dorms?
Yeah.
Mostly.
Professor Rigg, actually, he implemented a door lock. It's using arcane lock. He does it on the main doors of the dormitories, just to make sure nobody can get in or out.
Well, he is a very, very bright person, and a very good person as well. A friend of mine actually learned quite a bit from him.
He's taking students?
I don't know.
Oh.
But he certainly is a very good teacher.
Oh. We kind of just assumed he was a little crazy. Because
I think he's a little crazy.
Okay.
But
because we kind of keep hearing the explosions coming from his little.
That does tend to happen.
Yeah.
So what will you all do if things were shut down?
We don't know. We can maybe try to go to Amman. But they don't have a full college. We could maybe, if we stuck together, head to Marquette. There's a really, really nice academy out there in Drusar we could take a look at, but I mean that's a long journey, and
Your family's here.
Yeah.
And while adventuring is fun, it definitely, it's a bit weary on the soul.
Is it?
It can be.
Well, we'll have to figure out what we're gonna do, but
What do you want to do?
I want to go and find my friends and stop all this, but
Do you have any idea at all where they might be? Or does any of the others that you know from the dorms rumors? People always talk.
they reach into their robes and they pull out a mirror. And they place the mirror on the table and they run their fingers along the edge, and the reflection shimmers as though somebody's casting scry. And you see the image clarify to show a room that really should only fit maybe 5 or 6 people, that is instead packed with what look like prisoners, at least 20. The scry is focused on another goblin, but you can see that they are cramped and in the corner, pressed up against the stone wall. Each of them have a collar around their neck that seems to glow with an arcane energy. I don't know where they are, but I know those collars, and they used to be banned.
What do they do?
They're like anti-magic. They cut the caster off from even being able to speak.
So
You see
all
that
of those
they're
people, all the people down there have it? And do they all look like students, or do they look like other older?
It looks
not
to be
that
a
age?
mixture
Okay.
of ages and people.
Okay. Is that way? So if you get in the guard's face a little too much, I'm guessing that's where you end up if you're like us.
Yeah.
Well, if there was a chance to, I don't know, get them out, would you want to do that?
She thinks for a moment. Yeah. Even if it means even if I can't study, or if I'm expelled.
Oh, I don't think you'll be expelled. If there's still a school at the end of all of this.
That's true.
And I'm not saying necessarily break into some prison compound but, well, I have some friends who are displeased with what they see in this city. But we're only a few people. And we may need help from people like you. People who live here, people who care about this place. People who want to see it flourish instead of kind of gestures outside.
Make me a persuasion check. I'll say with advantage.
Miss Jackson.
I think I know of a couple who could help too. If we do decide to get involved, where do we start?
Well, can you move about the city?
I think we can, yeah.
Well, how many students still visit the temples?
A handful, maybe 7 or 8.
It's not unheard of though, right? It's
Oh, yeah. No, some of our students are faithful, and, the guards are leery of that area. They kind of pay close attention to the temples for some reason.
my companion here, Cadriel,
Hi, Cad. You're so
been-
talkative. Just kidding.
she's been studying very hard at the Temple to the Raven Queen, and we're going to be heading there later.
Well, that's the creepy
And-
one.
Yes, but the people in there are lovely. They're lovely. They're very welcoming, and it's a place we can go. But I don't know if all of you should go. It would more be
It would draw
maybe
attention.
we don't want people to. We don't want anyone else to end up in that room. And the more people who end up in there, the less people there might be to help out here. I mean, how forgive me. What year are you and your friends?
Oh.
How much magic have you studied?
Oh, I'm a third year. I'm
Okay.
specializing in evocation. I haven't got my certification yet, but
The fire.
yeah. Well, it's just one of my tricks.
Okay.
I
Do you have friends who maybe specialize in, I don't know, other fields as well?
well, yeah. We kind of we call ourselves the Rainbow Connection.
Oh,
We
okay.
kind of have friends in
It's a
each.
good name.
It's kind of cheesy, but
Best names are. Now,
well,
because
we do have friends in each school.
Okay. Well.
Each school of magic. So
okay. Because if things do move forward, it might be very helpful to have folks who can do things like, I don't know. I was thinking, well, people who can maybe look like other people. People who can cause distractions. People who can, I don't know, play a few fairly harmless pranks on some guard patrols.
okay.
There's a whole host of things. It's really kind of amazing what you can use very basic spells to accomplish.
The Ranma just sees what you're implying, and she kind of smirks a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely not stuff that we would have done when we should be studying or anything.
Definitely not. No, definitely not. I'm sure no one has ever put a loud screaming mouth in a wall and set it to just shout when certain people walk by, correct?
No, definitely not that.
Okay. Definitely not.
We also would never, if it did get set, we definitely didn't capture the sound of one of our friends' moms screaming and put that into the.
No, of course not. Because that would be
That
just
would be
mean.
very immature from
Yeah.
students of the future.
Yeah, no, very immature behavior indeed. But also very useful if you have to do things like, I don't know, pass along a message to a large number of people at once. Or, I don't know, show images to people in the city. Send out a little signal.
As you say this, you hear, "What are you telling her?" as Estella approaches with cups of tea and sandwiches.
I'm not telling her anything. I'm just getting a sense of what's happened to the city since we've been gone.
Well, I think you've seen just a taste of what's been going on.
Yes, she was telling me the number of the students have gone missing. Among others. They're trying to shut this place down. They don't seem
Yes.
very fond of those with inclinations toward the arcane.
Yeah. Well, I've been searching everywhere for a possible answer.
there's some way to prevent it. I've even sought out the council, and they're searching as well.
What's their justification for this?
They feel that the education is inadequate and that the leadership is also inadequate and unfit to be teaching minds of the future.
And I'm certain they have very specific ideas about what the minds of the future should be learning and who should be teaching it to them.
You are precisely correct. But, enough of that struggle. Tell me, what else have you found on your journeys?
Oh, so many things. So many things.
If you like, you could just say, I explain everything. Entirely up to you.
I explain, let's see, I explain everything, probably will leave out the Marin related items.
Okay.
Specifically, because that's something that we have not shared yet.
Okay.
Yeah, probably not share that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wouldn't share. Probably not. Definitely would talk about the weird visions and the strange other things that have gone on, that have come up. But yes, kind of lay it out with periodic glances toward Ranma that are like, oh God, like just right in front of this tiny little like freshman goblin.
The more and more you talk, the wider her eyes get. She just listens to the bonkers shit that you're spewing.
Cool. We went to the Feywild and we found the Archfey we were looking for, and it turned out he's from the other world, and just kind of goes.
It's the domino effect.
Yeah, it kind of just spills out. So yes, it's been an eventful several weeks.
Oh wow.
And yes, things are not good. They're getting worse.
So the Whispered One has done this before.
Oh, many times. According to.
And you've... The records that you were able to see, it didn't reveal an origin for the Whispered One?
Did it reveal specifically his origin by name? Did it actually say the name of the location?
I will say this may turn into a retcon, but go ahead and make me a history check.
Okay.
I am going to say with disadvantage.
All right, let's see. I'm Googling it in my notes right now,
Brian.
too.
Is that Ember?
Of
course it's Ember.
Thank you for adhering to the strict no butthole policy
It's like-
on Nerd House Tabletop.
I'll show you.
Yeah, that was, sorry, I just
cat.
realized I was muted. Yeah, that was Ember. I got Raven right here.
Oh.
More cuddles.
As you can see, my cat just goes and does what she wants.
Okay. With disadvantage, it's a 25.
Jesus.
Disadvantage.
I rolled a 16 and a 15.
Just a 25.
Here I was ready to like.
I have two
haggle.
things that I'm good at. That's it. I have two of them. This is one.
Here's what I'll give you.
What did we get?
Greyhawk was marked as his origin. But I will also give you, because you got a 25, that the word primal was mentioned when discussing Vecna.
Okay. The records, which, as far as I'm aware, are accurate, kind of very, very up-to-date accountings of most things, place him on a world that I've never heard of before, but say he originated over in a world called Greyhawk, which, as far as we know, doesn't exist anymore. That was where it started.
Question about the other worlds. This
Yeah.
path that he has left behind. The rest of them are removed from existence, right?
As removed in the sense that they're supposedly shattered, crumbled. I don't know what you want to call it. Because they don't not exist, correct? Like they technically still exist, or are they completely unmade?
They are completely unmade after he finishes his work.
Okay. So it's not like it's something that's on a more, I don't know what you want to call it, metaphysical level. The entire world is gone. Is it gone in the, you cut it with the dagger and it's never been since? Then yes, they're gone. They're completely, I mean, it's as if, that's probably why we don't have anything on them, is that to most, they've never existed in the first place.
But you did have something on Greyhawk.
We did. Briefly. We don't have something now, but...
Do you think he might be a primal?
It would explain why... and what he could do. What happens if a primal becomes a lich? I mean, they can go anyway, right? They're tied to a world. World flourishes so long as they flourish. They become a lich. Decay.
Do you have something from this Order of the Triennium?
Oh god, did we steal something from them? Did we steal things, guys?
I mean,
I don't
I'm
think
gonna
so.
assume Cad did.
Did Cat steal things? I'm like, did we take things from this one?
I mean,
No, we
Gugu?
actually gave.
They were
Yeah.
pretty tight on stuff.
We actually gave back shit.
Technically,
Yeah.
Wait, Gladius? Cause he got all
he got blood.
bloody?
He's got some blood from a pool that was created out of a woo space. A woo-woo
This
space.
game is weird.
I know. I'm like, did we take anything? I mean, we took a passenger for a short while off on our ship. Did we steal anything else?
I don't think so.
I feel like we actually didn't commit larceny this time.
Okay.
No, we actually behaved
Doesn't
rather
sound
well
like
on that.
us.
I
Yeah,
know.
we were on our best behavior here. Would
Good job,
Cito,
guys. Being
no,
on our
would
best
Cito's
behavior.
necklace
No.
count?
We were really, really good, and we still got banned from a place.
We still
I
got.
know.
We didn't get banned. We just got kicked off it.
Yeah, it's true. We got booted, not fully banned yet.
Oh, okay.
Would Cito's necklace count, given that it was from his mother?
Cito's necklace could count, sure.
Okay. Then maybe. Not something that we were trying to be good ambassadors when we were there. We were trying to not get banned from another place, and still managed to get kicked off. But that was not our fault. We did not cause that. That was the other people.
She just
They-
puts a hand on your shoulder.
Yeah.
It's all right.
We might have something though, perhaps from there.
Oh, this may be dangerous, but I have an idea.
Is it going to result in another strange god from another world in your head?
No.
Are you sure?
I now have safeguards.
you say
and
that now.
She holds up a ring on her finger. No, I made sure to visit Gilmore's after that encounter, so that will no longer be an issue.
Well, that's okay. That's one good thing, though we could probably use an angry god from another world right about now.
She steps away
Okay.
and approaches one of her bookshelves that is attached to her workstation.
Mm-hmm.
She places her hand on the bookshelf, closes her eyes, and she speaks, and you hear like multiple voices as she speaks an incantation.
Oh god, it's another god. The god's
The
coming.
the image of the bookcase slowly fades, and in its place is a small chest. She opens it and produces a dark stone, looking like it was like splintered off from a larger piece of something. She holds it in her hand and then magics away the chest so the bookcase presents itself again. This was a piece of stone recovered at the Battle of Vasselheim, when the Whispered One first made his presence known when he fought Vox Machina. If there is a piece of this Order of the Trieni that you can provide, I wonder if I can scry on him. And by association, maybe scry on Greyhawk.
Well, I suppose the question is you want to scry on him as a person, or you want to scry on the place?
Both. I want to know what he's up to.
I think him as a person, I imagine we do have something of his. At least his more recently.
The only reason I would need something from the Trieni as well is their existence is outside of everything. So maybe by using that, it'll allow us more freedom to dive further into the scry.
You want to scry backwards?
In a way.
Okay.
It sounds mind-boggling. And Ranma's like, yeah, I have no idea how you guys are even
It's like
talking.
it's sixth year.
Oh, got it. Huh.
Yeah, no, you have to take the foundations first.
Oh.
I know. Trust me, you'll thank me later. Yes. We may have something of his. Our friend of mine has something that was once from Trieni. So that may work. It's been off. I would say off-world, but that's not quite right. It has been elsewhere for a while, but it did come from there, and it was made by them, so that may be enough. And then, yes, we can... Presumably, we can look... There are beings from that world pushing into this one.
That's worrisome.
Yeah.
Well,
It turns out that they're in the spaces... They're in the spaces in between. I think they're trapped. I'm trying to go, well, they don't have a world anymore. I guess in some ways they never had a world. So they're trying to impress themselves upon this one. Which apparently
or
is very
the nearest
attractive.
one that they can find. While you're having this conversation,
Yep.
cut real quick back over to Dermot and Faraday. You both reunite in the bar. Is there anything else that you guys wish to do?
Make any friends? Faraday goes back to, as she had been walking up the stairs, back to Disguise Self.
I did actually.
Hey. He just downs another beer.
Very jovial around here.
What? Sorry, my brain is preoccupied.
She looked at Dermot. Anybody else you talked to?
No. No. Is that a conversation you want to have?
You think it'd be helpful?
depends on where you expect it to go.
I don't know if it'll go anywhere.
Well, it'll certainly go nowhere with us standing over here.
Yeah, hey, listen, if this is a situation where you're trying to figure out if you want to ask me out, I must say that it is probably not a good time. I'm a bit of an emotional mess, and I don't think I can commit to anything right now.
Maybe next time.
It's not a no, it's a maybe later.
We'll keep that under advisement.
All right. What do you guys do?
She looked at Hermit.
And I will start walking back up towards the bar.
Okay. You, I take it, sit back down on your seat.
Yes.
Okay.
And order another drink.
Okay.
Actually, before I do, I kind of like lean over to try and get Woodward's attention. Say, what are you drinking?
It's honey mead. It's it's like the specialty here.
I will order honey mead.
Fidget says, "Coming right up," and he turns and finds a bottle and a glass for you.
Rough day.
You could say that. He just takes another large swig from the bottle.
Any other way to say it? And I will do the same. I am trying to like start with just idle chit chat
Okay.
and small talk.
Make me a persuasion check.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
Anything I
Documented
can
out.
do to try and give myself advantage.
Why?
That
Because you
is-
rolled
Oh,
a
what?
mere. Oh, buddy. That's the only way you can fail at a persuasion
Yeah.
check
It's
anymore.
still a 13.
But it is a natural one.
It is a 1. I don't think I'm prepared to cast friends on him and get good conversation for a minute before he is immediately hostile to me.
Yeah. He'll just say, "Listen, I on any other day I would be up for a random conversation, but I kind of just want to drink alone, if that's okay."
You don't recognize me, do you?
He'll turn at that point. Oh, fuck. Okay. If you're here, that means he's here.
For sure. Faraday's gonna be keeping an eye on the door.
What do you
Is
want?
that a problem?
It's more of a problem for you than for me. And it's not by my doing.
What problem is that?
I think you already know.
I assume the first place you guys went was his home.
Anything you care to share about what went down? Listen, I'll be honest with you. You may not realize it, but I think you already owe me one. Don't look now, but that guy sitting at the table behind you, about 2 minutes ago, he was about to get up and knife you in the back before you even saw him coming. That hasn't happened. I would like to try and help. Because it doesn't look like anything is going to plan whatever that plan was originally supposed to be.
I don't know what changed, but in the last couple of years, Dad went from kind of keeping to himself to suddenly not. It's like his priorities changed. He was real sick at the time. We were convinced that it was going to be the end. We had even drawn up the paperwork for the estate to change hands. Trust me, I wasn't looking forward to it. He's my dad. But then he just got better, and it was like something changed. He got more ruthless. He suddenly started worrying about his legacy and what he called his city. It's just weird. That night when you all were in the pit and you were fighting in the pit, I was drunk, but I think I clearly saw something going on with Thurston, but I didn't want to say anything. It's not my business. But it's like my dad somehow found out, and he pulled it out of me. Not long after, he started having conversations with Sabelina. There was this deal that he needed to finalize, and let's face it, Sabelina Nollard is the best deal maker in the city.
I have heard that. What was the deal?
She was to broker something between the Woodwards and a family in Craghammer. It was the Bronzegrip family. It was a specific member, Hattie Bronzegrip. There was some product that the Craghammer people found deep in their minds, near what they can only assume was once an Illithid stronghold, abandoned. And they...
It's where these swords came from, isn't it?
Shadak, yes. Now,
Sure.
they needed to set something up so that they could use this material. Bronzegrip is a fan of Westron, is a fan of my father, apparently. And there was a mutual benefit to setting this up. They would get a substantial amount of money, and with enough money comes enough influence to eventually take the seat
of power in Craghammer. In the same token, if my dad were to present this as a newfound discovery to some of the higher nobles in the city, he would get support, and we wouldn't have to live under a Margrave anymore. And I thought it would be fine. I thought it was just a tactic, a vehicle to see that the city is ours again. We're not under some military rule. But then it didn't stop. It just kept getting worse, and more of these things kept getting made, and people were dying. I voiced my concerns, and I was talked down to like a child. And as penance, drafted into the position that I am now, which, believe me, I'm not fond of. I don't have a knack for this sort of thing. But, as I understand it, now that the deal was brokered, they have what they needed.
And Sabelina was no longer useful.
It was a hostile takeover. Right now she's keeping the books for my father. I haven't said a word to her because I feel like she'd kill me if I did.
It's the eyes.
It is the eyes. Listen, if there was anything I could do to undo all of this bullshit, believe me, I would, but I don't think that there is. So there you have it.
I would like to roll an insight check on this whole bullshit.
Okay, go for it.
Twelve.
He might be drunk, maybe rambling just a little bit, but he seems to be legit.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I would like to I want to get Sabelina out of that situation and preferably out of the city. Is there anything that you can tell me of how to get into your father's estate? Password? Key?
The moment my father became mayor, he had safeguards placed inside the structure. Enchantments. Anti-magic fields. It's like he became paranoid. So your guess is as good as mine at this point. I could not tell you an easy way to do anything in that house anymore. But I can try. I'm afraid to ask where you're staying, because I almost don't want the answer.
Nor would I give it to you. I'm sure you understand.
I do. I'll see what I can find out. And here's what I'll do. In the square, where you and Shorthalt, I think his name was, had that concert,
Mm-hmm.
there's a fountain. There's a loose stone. If I find anything that I think you can use, I'll deliver whatever information I can under that stone. Just, please. I already watched everything else go wrong. I don't want to be the cause for this to go wrong, too. Just please be careful.
Well, with any luck, you'll be the cause of things getting put back together the way they should have been.
I'll do what I can. And just tell him I'm sorry. For whatever it's worth.
I just nod.
Barkeep, thank you for the drink. And he will slide across the bar a small coin purse. This should cover everybody in here. And then some. Keep this place open. People need it. And he'll...
I actually have one more question, and then I'll leave you to your drink. When your father was sick those years ago, was there anyone else that was with him around the time that he took his unexpected turn for the better?
He thinks for a moment, and by thinks, let me look at a thing.
He checks the DM's notes
He
that he
opens his
wrote
notes.
like 2 years ago.
Give me a second. Give me a second.
Holding. Holding.
Cue Jeopardy music.
Yes, there was it was a dwarven doctor. His name was Larkin. I assumed that once my father started feeling better, the dwarf just went about his way. I didn't see him leave. I actually haven't seen him since. Why?
Can I roll a history check?
Sorry, whoever just did that laughing sound. A history check, you said?
Yeah, to possibly recognize that name.
Go for it. Do
There's
it.
no way.
It's a pretty high
But
DC, but we'll talk.
Well, I've got a pretty mediocre bonus, so
Well.
this is probably not going to end great. I mean, a 23 ain't bad, though.
Shit. Okay, what'd you roll, a 19?
I did indeed roll a
Nice.
19 with a +4.
Okay.
+4 is a good bonus.
I mean,
Yeah, that's like
I
a
think
normal
performing-
human bonus. You know,
Yeah,
not you guys are
can't
plus
compare-
18
In
bullshit.
comparison to some of my other
You can't
bonuses that
compare
are double
your
digits.
hard bonus bullshit.
You expertise fucks can go fuck right off.
Yeah. Damn.
And we do, playing a jaunty tune the whole time.
While stealthing.
Yes, well, maybe not me.
With a 23, you remember reading The Legend of Vox Machina. And remember a specific passage where Raishan, the ancient green dragon, presented herself initially as a dwarf named Larkin.
Right. I just kind of nod my head and say, well, I'll leave you to your drink. If there is anything that you think of or anything you can provide, I'll check that spot in the fountain soon.
In the back of your head, you hear, "Play the sword for cat."
Oh my god. I will see what I can do. In the meantime, stay safe. Avoid contact with any patrols. And pray you don't
And
get
you
arrested.
do the same.
Yeah. Well. Good luck. And he'll step out.
May the force be with you.
And also with you. Or no, I'm sorry.
Also
And
with
with
your-
your spirit.
Wrong
with
church.
your
Wrong
spirit.
church.
No.
Wrong
you.
church.
Thank you.
No, the correct response is to just repeat it.
No.
Yes.
Nope. With that, I think we're going to wrap up tonight's episode.
Hey.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. You are loved. You are appreciated. I did not announce this earlier, but on Friday, I'm going to be part of what is called the Meat Grinder by Critical Dice on Twitch. It is hard D&D hard mode, where death saves are 15 or above. And it's going to be a real hard encounter. But go check out Critical Dice, because they are wonderful. And you'll see me on Friday. But in the
What time on Friday?
That's-
O'clock.
I don't
Yes.
like that
Eloquent.
time.
Oh,
Yeah,
I can.
that time-
Cujo, do you need me to distract the internet?
Hey
guys, Brian again. Look at my camera. Don't look at Cujo. I'm right here. Look at me. Pay attention.
6
Hurry
p.m.
up, Cujo.
Eastern time is the plan. So be there. In the meantime, be nice to each other. You are loved. You are appreciated. We got a solid group here. Let's go ahead and plan a raid. So we're gonna do Theos. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna look at Twatch. We're gonna look at Twatch.
That sounded very
That sounded
different.
Yeah,
not
no.
like Twitch.
Heard something
Be
different.
careful.
This is almost as bad as
Listen,
the cat
I know you
buttholes
don't
earlier.
know about those things, but
No, we've discussed we're not that kind of show. That is a different channel.
Oh, good lord.
The cat
I mean, it's
bumbles
after
can
10.
go there.
It's after 10 Central Time, so
well, I mean,
Especially
after
after
10
dark.
Central, Twitch doesn't automatically become Twatch.
Yeah, sure.
That was a missed opportunity.
yeah. Patent pending,
Alright.
Twitch. Patent pending.
Yeah, no, claim it right now. File
Yeah,
the
I already,
paperwork.
I already said it out loud.
By the website,
What?
everything
Yeah.
starts.
Go by.
We are going to go ahead
gonna
and
be
raid
rich.
that bronze girl as they are playing Baldur's Gate 3. So,
Hey, I played that game.
yeah, we all love that game. But yes, be nice to each other. We love you. We appreciate you. Just as a reminder, there will be no Nerd House Tabletop After Dark. But I feel like you already know that. Be nice to each other.
Yes.
Love you.
That's
Bye.
bullshit.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
The raid.